Pryluky is a city located on the Udai River in the Chernihiv Oblast, north-central Ukraine, serving as the administrative center of the Pryluky Raion. The city itself is also designated as a separate municipality within the oblast. Located nearby is the Pryluky Air Base, a major strategic bomber base during the Cold War, which is Ukraine's largest airfield. The population of Pryluky was estimated at 64,900 in 2001. History. Archaeological excavations have shown that a settlement on the territory of the present-day city dates back to the 2nd millennium BC. According to one explanation, the city derived its name from its location, being situated on a turn in the river that looked like a bow when viewed from above. Another theory holds that the city's name connotes the idea of being situated on floodplain meadows. Pryluky was first mentioned in 1085 by Prince Volodymyr Monomakh in his Precepts to My Children. That year the city fortress sheltered the prince and his entourage from the horde of Pryluky, and soon the prince's armed forces, strengthened by the Pryluky militia, routed the enemy. However, in 1092 the Pryluky attacked the fortress once more, wiping out the whole population and sacking the city. Later, the city was repeatedly plundered by eastern nomadic tribes and became a center of internecine wars between Ruthenian princes. In 1239, Pryluky was destroyed by the Mongols. In 1362, the city was conquered by Lithuanian feudal lords, but the citizens always staunchly defended Pryluky, fighting for the freedom and dignity. After the Union of Lublin of 1569, according to which the city came under the rule of the Polish nobility, many inhabitants of Pryluky and nearby villages began to run away, seeking freedom in the vast Dnieper steppes. Oppressed peasants from other areas of central and eastern Ukraine took refuge. The two settlements founded by the runaways in the late 15th, early 16th centuries occupied large territories in the vicinity of Kiev and Qypchak. Thus grew the Cossack community. Scared by the proliferation and popularity of Cossacks, Poland tried to suppress this spontaneous resistance but did so in vain. In the 17th century the Cossacks took part in the Khmelnytsky uprising. The fertile soil of the Udai basin proved itself attractive not only to marauders, but also to hard-working people fleeing from backbreaking toil. The number of inhabitants of Pryluky and adjacent villages grew considerably in the 17th century. One of the documents kept in the archives of Stockholm, Sweden stated that there were 800 chimneys, i.e., 800 houses, in Pryluky in 1632. Assuming that each house accommodated at least 6 persons, about 5,000 people lived in the city at the time. In 1648, Hetman Bogdan Khmelnytsky introduced a new system of territorial administrative division in Ukraine, having divided the country into regiments. Under this system the city of Pryluky became the military center of the Pryluky Regiment, and Colonel Ivan Shkurat Melnichenko was appointed its first commander. The regiment comprised about 2,000 Cossacks, who actively participated in many battles during the War of 1648 to 1654. For instance, the entire Pryluky regiment of Cossacks, led by I. Shkurat, died fighting valiantly in the Battle of Berestechko in 1651. The Pryluky regiment, under Colonel Yakov Voronchenko, demonstrated thorough military prowess in defeating a large Polish unit in June 1652. The regiment also took part in campaigns against Poland and Turkey. Girded with a high rampart surmounted by guns, the city of Pryluky looked quite formidably at the time. However, in the second half of the 18th century, the border was moved far to the south for political and military reasons, and the necessity for fortified cities like Pryluky disappeared. Alexander Yakubovich was the last colonel of Pryluky. In 1781, the Cossack regime was abolished in Ukraine and Pryluky became a new Uyezd of the Malorossi Governorate, and from 1802 to the Poltava Governorate. Since 1932 it has been a city within the Chernihiv Oblast. During World War II, Pryluky was occupied by the German army from September 18, 1941 to September 18, 1943. During the occupation, Jews were recruited for forced labor. On October 15, 1941, a murder operation that had several Jewish victims was carried out. A ghetto was established at the beginning of 1942. From January 1942, groups of 30 to 40 young healthy men were systematically taken from the ghetto and executed at an unknown location. Most of the Jews of Pryluky were killed in a mass murder operation in May 1942. Another mass murder was carried out by Germans in Pryluky on September 10, 1942. Jews from Polovo, Leyden, and Linovica of Pryluky County and from Karatovka, Podol, Ratuvka and Malayodovica of other counties of the Chernihiv district were murdered in Pryluky. Pryluky is on the list of Ukraine's oldest cities, and in 1995 it was entered in the Register of Ukrainian Historical Cities, under the auspices of the Innovations in Cultural Development of the Regions program. The Pryluky local government is taking measures to restore old folk art traditions as well as seeking historical and architectural records of the city. City inhabitants hope that with time, Pryluky will become a part of the Golden Ring of the Chernihiv region tour. Notable natives: Joseph of Belgorod, 18th century bishop, glorified in 1911. Victor Key, juggler, Knox Sterling painter, Irving Chernev, chess author, Yevhen Borovic, footballer. Sites: the oldest civil building in the town is the former chancellery and sacristy of the Pryluky Cossack Regiment. Apart from the diminutive Baroque church of St. Nicholas, the town possesses two cathedrals. The old five-domed cathedral was built by Cossacks in the 1710s and 1720s in a simplified brand of Mizipa Baroque. The new neoclassical cathedral has one cupola and is dedicated to the Nativity of the Theotokos. International relations. Twin towns. Sister cities: Pryluky is twinned with Koszalin in Poland.